So, welcome, Naomi. Big week for you. You were part of the keynote. You had, 3 8 a.m. sessions, one this morning, another one tomorrow.
Yes.
So it's been busy for you, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come by and talk.
That's awesome. It's awesome to talk to you, Peter. It's great to be able to talk with folks as well. I think it's awesome to have this experience to meet in person, but also do a bunch of things virtually, which is a good thing too. Part of extending that conference experience is to make sure we connect with all the great partners that we have at Microsoft as well. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you. So why don't we start with a little background? Tell me a bit about your role at Microsoft.
Sure. So I lead product development for Viva Amplify, which is part of our Viva suite, which is the employee engagement suite, essentially for across Microsoft products. I also lead parts of SharePoint Premium, which is a whole new area about how we're advancing content management and doing things with analytics and solutions and bringing all of those goodness together. So it's a great place to be. So both from the big suite that we have from Viva and employee engagement, and then making sure that we're part of all of the goodness that SharePoint is delivering too.
Cool. I mean, we've known each other for a very long time. Pre-Microsoft, you were an MVP as well, and SharePoint's kind of got a special place in our hearts. But yeah, so we're excited to be here. We're at the conference. We're about to announce our new release of our next version of EUM, and lots of new cool features coming in as part of that. The main thing, though, like feature aside, is really how does it help the business? Because that's really our goal. Is there's often this friction between business and IT. IT wants to lock things down and keep things secure, which is the right thing to do, but often that's done in a way that business just can't get their work done. And our goal, we make Microsoft simple. I know we're not going to make all of Microsoft simple, it's just not possible. But that external sharing side of it is super important. So we've shown you a bit about the product, your thoughts and feedback.
No, I think it's an important mission, right? So first off, IT and security is paramount, right? So we want to make sure that we're always keeping the guardrails there, as you expressed it. We've got policies, we want to make sure those are clean. But then as a business user, right, you're often constrained. You're feeling, oh no, I have to go to IT for everything, and that doesn't work. IT can't scale to everybody's demands and needs, right? So that's why I'm excited when I see amazing products like yours to help with understanding how I can use as a business user to manage how guests are accessing the content, and then I get to self-manage that, but in a safe place, safe way.
Well, and that's a good thing. I mean, cybersecurity is so important. It's in the news all the time, and it's just growing as a threat from that perspective. And Microsoft does amazing things from a security posture point of view, but the challenge is it's often complicated for people to make use of that. So how do we do it in a way that they just don't have to think about it? It's just there as part of that. The big part is like you say, business just wants to get business done, and often that means they get their credit card out, and they go buy some shadow IT, and they do their own thing, and all the security goes out the window. So how could we keep them in the Microsoft 365 world? It's a big part of that.
Exactly, yeah. We want to empower the business user, right? So, and I think oftentimes people feel a little constrained by the security policies, maybe they don't understand it. Why is it, it's oftentimes written in a way that it's hard for people to apply quickly into their business need, and you're like, no, I just got these people, I need them to collaborate on something with me quickly.
Just let me get work
done.
done.
Interactive, right? So it's really important. I think it's great to have partner solutions like EUM built on top of this, because then it makes it simple for you to use those security policies. Maybe you use SharePoint Advanced Management, for example, for your permissions. Maybe you're using Microsoft Purview, etc. on top of that. But then you're like, hey, I can now scale that. I can scale what IT wants me to do and needs me to do from a security perspective and a policy perspective, and then be able to, as a business user, use that and sort of manage all of the users that I need who have access to very quickly. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
I mean, Purview is a big deal for us. Yeah. It's really important, and unfortunately, a lot of organizations we look at are not implementing it well. They don't have information protection policies, labels, things like that. I actually just published an article on traffic light control, having a very simple red, amber, green security level that people can understand. Hey, when I apply this is what this means. Can it be shared externally? What does it need to be encrypted? Those sorts of things. But they don't need to think about that. They just have to say, hey, is this a green? I don't need to worry too much about it. Or is this a red? That's personal health information, and we've got to treat this carefully from that point.
Exactly. I think it's so important as well as we get into this world with generative AI, right? Of making it simple for people to understand. Like when you think about policy information, your information is your company, right? And so we want to have it out there. We don't want to have obviously leakage of any kind of information, but we also want to make sure that people are empowered to get their work done. Everything is about a collaboration now, right? And so we need to make sure that's happening. So I love it. I love using simple things like metaphor around traffic lights to make it easier for people. But then also for them to take those permissions away when they're not needed anymore, right?
Yeah.
Which is the other big thing. So there is that constant group management that you have to do of like, okay, am I extending this information out once I'm done? Maybe I'm finished, wrapped up my project or whatever it is, then I want to be able to take it away again, right? And so I feel good on compliance about that too. And so when I look at like that AI space, for me, that's the most important part of this. Of like, how do I make sure that that information is keeping grounded in the community, and then is not being used either by spurious actors or available, randomly.
Being overshared.
So that's just such a huge consideration. And so all of the business users that I meet and talk with, whether they're sharing their communications out there, they're looking at all these different, ways that they can communicate through groups, through portals, through SharePoint, through Viva Connections, through all of these collaboration tools, teams, and everywhere else. Right? There's so much stuff that you want to do. And so, having that be in place, like you can manage that. The group membership is important, but then like how am I taking back the permissions at the right time? And so the AI piece of this for me becomes like, how am I making sure that my content is grounded in the right experience? And then when I'm delivering those experiences, is it the most current and useful information for that group too? So, it's a big piece of this.
So search has always been a big thing for you. I mean, you launched Microsoft Search. That was very cool.
Love search.
And I mean, we built AI search from Azure into our product. So, I mean, that was originally from a performance point of view, but I mean, we've just scratched the surface now of what we can do with it. We've done some proof of concepts to say, hey, can we take a Azure OpenAI model and connect it to the AI search index and have a chat, provide it for our product?
Yeah, should. Absolutely. I think it's exciting there because people want that natural language interaction, right?
Yes.
Let's make security simple. Let's make group management simple. It's like, can I just have a conversation with my AI to help me make it simple? So I think that's a good thing. And then maybe it can also nudge me and remind me in the future. I don't know, maybe this is things you're thinking about from a product perspective, but it's like, it should remind me in 60 days. Oh, by the way, have you done with that?
Should I clean these people up, these groups up?
Just do it for me, right? Because that's the benefit there. And of course, obviously, with those Azure OpenAI models, it's easy for you to integrate those in, right, from a co-pilot perspective and building extensions into what you're doing. And then be able to also surface that up through Microsoft 365 chat and other places, so people don't have to go off to a separate UI necessarily. Right.
They can do it right in Teams. Very good.
Wouldn't it be good to do that?
There's a growing product.
I know. But it's good. It's fun.
It's exciting, though.
Yeah, it is. This is an important thing, right? So we want to make group management simple, right? Simple is good.
Yes.
Right? But we want to make it in a secure, compliant manner, and then we want to make sure that, of course, we're helping IT to scale through those roles. And so, as a business person, like I want to be able to manage the groups of the people I'm working with, but I don't want to have to think about it afterwards, right? And so
make that simple for them. And that those groups include not just people in your organization, but there's a broader community. And if you can make that community securely part of your Microsoft 365, that's awesome. That's our goal.
Yeah, amazing. I love it. It's been great to see how your company has grown, how your product has grown. So congratulations for that.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate lots and lots of success in the future as well with all of this. I'm excited for your new product.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Neil.